Greetings, my good friends in the Diocese of Colorado Springs. We're coming to the end of the Christmas season. We do have a season of Christmas. This Sunday we celebrate the Solemnity of the Epiphany, with the three Magi come onto the scene. And then on Monday we'll celebrate the baptism of our Lord Jesus, which also begins the first week of Ordinary Time. So we move to another season until we come to Ash Wednesday later on. I remember oftentimes on Christmas night, I would be driving around town and see people had already thrown out their Christmas tree. Well, we have a season of Christmas, so we encourage you to celebrate it all the way up through this weekend. Let's look at the Magi, because their journey, I think, helps us understand the spiritual life. The Magi are sometimes called astronomers or magicians or scientists. What we know is that they were attentive. They kept looking for the star. They found a star that they thought would lead them someplace. So the first part of the spiritual life is be attentive. God is present in many places, oftentimes places we don't expect at all. When you're at Mass, be attentive to the readings, the music, the homily, to the people praying around you. Be attentive to the nudging of the Spirit at your heart. So if we are apathetic and dull, we miss all of that. God is not hiding. God is always trying to reveal himself to us. So we first of all be attentive. The next thing we learn from them is as soon as they saw the star, they moved. They began to move on their way. Now remember, at the time of Jesus, a journey to walk would be difficult. A journey of 100 miles, you might get 10 to 20 miles a day. There would be robbers and wild animals. You'd have to protect yourself. These Magi didn't worry about that. They were moving. They were going towards their goal. So there's a sense that God is always coming to us. Then he invites us to respond to him. So we also try to move towards God. So that's why it's important to move towards Mass on Sunday. That's our response to God who calls you. So there's something we have to do in the spiritual life. Then when they get to Jerusalem, they go to King Herod and seek his counsel. Herod is tricking them because he wants to kill the child. So if you're moving towards God, expect opposition. There are people in this world, and there's an evil one who does not want you to have communion with God. So don't be surprised when hardship comes, or a spiritual attack, we call that. If you're moving the way of Jesus, you're going to come up against something in our world that doesn't like the way of Jesus, because our culture doesn't always help that. So don't get dismayed, know you're on the right track, and then keep on going. Expect the opposition to you. Then when the Magi encountered the child Jesus, what did they do? They opened their coffers and gave him the very best. Gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Gold because he's a king, frankincense because he is divine. They're offering him worship. And then they offer him myrrh, looking to the end of his life when he will be anointed with the oil of myrrh as he is put into the tomb after he dies for us. So when you come to Jesus, when you meet him, give him your very best. Don't give him what's left over in your life. Give him your very best attention, your best energy, all the good things that God has given to you. And then lastly, they go home by a different route. When you meet Jesus, he can change you. So be expecting and ready for Jesus to change your life if you've taken time to be attentive, to move towards him, face your opposition, and then give him your best. He'll change your life for the better. Have a blessed week.